Hey guys, in this video we're going to be painting Land That I Love, the heart with the flag through it. Make sure you have your canvas out already, your plate with your paints on it. You'll need a jar or a cup or a bowl or something for water and a variety of paintbrush sizes. Make sure you also have some paper towels on hand for drying your clean brushes. So I'm going to get started. We're going to do the background first. I'm going to mix up a kind of grayish brownish color, and I'm going to stir a little black and with a little orange. My black is creeping. Okay. Then I'm just going to take what's on my brush and stir it over with some white. A little bit more. I just want to make sure I have enough for the whole background. Okay, so when we do the background, my white is dripping. I get it to drip back the other way. So while we work, we're gonna work in, let me get my words out. I'm gonna start in like little sections. I got some brown on there. Then I'm just with my dirty brush, grabbing white, and I'm streaking it through. So I don't wanna blend it in entirely. I want to keep my background looking very streaky. So don't overwork it. If you just keep going back and forth, it will blend in completely and you'll have just one solid color. So just be mindful of that. And you do want to work in small sections. Don't go and just kind of put brown on and then go back expecting your white to blend, because it will be dry and it won't. So work in small areas. So I'm going to add a little bit more brown in and then just work it with the white. Try to keep your brush strokes long, left to right. I know it's a little tricky when you get to the heart, but do your best. If you do slop a little on top, it's okay. The other colors will cover for the most part. The white probably won't work that well for coverage for the white stripes, but the red and the blue definitely will. And everyone's shade of brown It's likely to be a little bit different. So mine has a lot of orange in it opposed to black. So it's kind of got more of a mauve-y tint to it. It just kind of looks that way on the canvas. If you have a little bit more black, it's gonna have a more like a gray appearance. Either one is perfectly fine. Both look good. The first one of this that I painted, I'm looking at it right now across the room. This definitely has more of a grayness to it. And that's why. It's just that I have a little bit more of the orange stirred into my color as opposed to the last time I did it. I'm just gonna flip this so I can reach it better. Super crooked. Okay, so I got my background all filled in. Let me flip it back the right way. And next I'm going to do the blue patch here. So I'm going to alter that color that's on the plate a little bit. I don't want it quite that bright blue. So I'm going to darken it up just a little. I'm going to add a little red. A lot more blue than red because we still want the color to read as blue. It just, as you can see, it just kind of darkens it just a little. Need a little bit more red. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of white in. Get this nice pretty blue. And just fill in this whole little patch over here. And kind of overlap onto the background just a little, just to make sure my edges are nice and clean. And if you want to, when this is dry, put another coat on, feel free. I'm just gonna do one for the sake of the video. You can take your time. Just make sure you let it dry in between coats. Okay, next I'll be working on my stripes. So I'm gonna do all of my white ones first. And the white ones are going to start You skip this one, white, white, white. So your outside stripes will be red. So just make sure you have a nice clean brush and get those stripes filled in. This white paint. You can be a little sloppy because the white covers super easy. It's the same color as the primed canvas. Just be careful on your outside edge. You don't want that to get sloppy because it's very hard to touch up a streaky background because you won't be able to you know, like if you go back in and try to cover stuff on the background, you won't match it quite right and it will stick out like a sore thumb. White. Be careful on your blue edge. You don't want to pull any wet blue paint into your white. Just make sure that's dry, or just be real careful. Then one last stripe. Next, the red stripes. And we're gonna darken the red a little, and we do it the exact same way we did the blue, except it's reverse. To make the red a little darker, we just add a little bit of blue in. I clean out my brush. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of blue and stir it into some red. You see how it just darkens it a bit? And this might need a couple coats. Again, I'm just going to do one. Just for the, ooh, that was too much blue. More red. Just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna do one coat. And it does look kind of like purpley when you see it on the plate there. Once it's on with a couple coats, it won't look that way. I just did that wrong. Dear Lord. Okay, I'm gonna wipe this off as best I can. It's gonna smear everywhere. That was really stupid. Okay, so I just dampened a towel. I'm just gonna squeeze the excess water out of it. And trying not to smear it all over the place. I'm gonna do my best to wipe it off. It's not gonna be perfect, but because that stripe is gonna be white, I have to get as much off as I possibly can, or it will show through when I try to paint it white again. Trying to contain it within its space, which isn't that big of a deal just because the outside strips will be red. So don't do this. Definitely don't mess up your stripes. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna get a clean towel and do the same thing again. Just dipping it in my water dish here. All right, that's pretty good. Not perfect, but I feel pretty confident that's gonna cover with white for the most part. Boy, that was goofy. Okay, let's try again. First stripes are red. Get my brush dry. Get my paint here. Okay, and we're back. I know this looks kind of purpley. That's okay. Once you get a second coat, it will not look like that anymore. It will deepen and look more red. This one's red. I should probably get a smaller brush for this little bit, but that takes extra time, and I'm just kind of lazy about that. Taking the whole 3 seconds it would take to get a different brush. Heaven forbid. Okay. This one is red. And lastly, this one on the end. And I'm gonna go back and fix up my white stripe. I need to make sure that my red stripes are dry, or I'll just have a pink stripe. clean. Get all that red out. And fix up my mess up. Just some white paint. It's not perfect, but it's better. Probably gonna take several coats to be perfect. I'll do one more. One more quick coat. I still see a little hint of that red. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be the never-ending process. Let me fix that real quick. Fun. That'll be easy though. That was just a teeny tiny bit. There, all better. Okay, now I'm gonna do stars. Use a small brush, white paint. I just put 3. Do it however you want. If you want another coat of blue though, make sure you do that before you do your stars. I'm just gonna use white paint, small brush. I'm gonna clean out my brush a little better. It's looking blue. Okay, so just a little bit of white paint, little tiny bit on your brush. And I'm just gonna draw them in like I would be like grading a paper. And then just fill it in. They will need probably 2 coats. One over here. And then I'll stick one over here. And then fill it in. So when they're dry, go ahead and put another coat. But meanwhile, we'll do the banner. When I started, I didn't give you yellow, so you'll have yellow in your kit. Just gonna get me a little squirt. I don't know which yellow I use. This one. Either one is fine. Excuse me. It's just a teeny tiny bit of yellow. Let me get some white over. Just the teeniest little bit of yellow stirred in. It's just gonna tint it just a little. Just add a little at a time until, you know, it looks kind of creamy. It's very pale. And just fill in your whole banner. Be careful on your edges. I do put a little bit of an outline on this so that can hide any kind of boo-boos if you get a little sloppy. I'm gonna flip it just so I can reach it better. Oops, sorry, I need to rattle. Bump the table. There's my banner. And I'm gonna go back and do another quick coat on my stars, a little bit of white. And they may even want another coat after this, but I'm gonna move on to finishing up. But take your time and do as many coats as you feel you need. It is your painting. So I'm going to do the words, land that I love. You could put something else in there. You could write freedom. You could just write, I love USA. Liberty. You could put your family name on there. Just whatever floats your boat. I need to go find my little brush. I'll be right back. Okay, got me a good brush here. You're gonna want something very narrow. I've got this one. You can see, pretty narrow. The dark brown that we kind of stirred up for the background, we had this dark brown and then we added white to it. We're just gonna use the dark brown. If you don't have any on your plate, it is just black and orange stirred together. So with that color, and thin it out, it makes it work a lot easier, especially with lettering or any kind of outlining. Just take one of your bigger brushes, dip it in your water, and then just stir that water in. Sorry, my brush is full of white paint. It's okay. It just only made it slightly lighter. Non-intentional. It's fine. So that's thin. It's not gonna drip down. If it drips down off your plate when you hold it this way like me, then you have too much water. So I'm just gonna load up my brush and just start in. You could do like cursive L. You could do all printing. I don't know. I'm gonna do cursive L. I'm feeling fancy. I'll just start over here. Do I want lowercase? I don't know. I'm gonna do lowercase t. And since I did cursive I or L, I better do cursive I, huh? I hate cursive I. And how am I gonna fit love in there? I'm just gonna squeeze it on in. Fabulous. And then I'll just take a little bit of this brown and lighten it just a little. Just take a little bit of white. Stir in a little bit of white. If I can get any on my brush. A little bit of white. Oh great, there's blue in it. Just stir that right on in, it's fine. Thin it with some water. And I'm just gonna do a quick outlining. Oh my, I'm getting messy. Don't be quite as sloppy as I am. That bugs me. And there we go. All done. Man, that goofy bugger spot. Rather than try to fix it, I think I'm stuck with it. I could try to fix it. Nah. Once I quit looking at it, your mistakes are always the worst when you first do them. You kind of leave it alone, forget about it. You look at it again later, and you don't notice it quite so much. I've learned over time, sometimes the little things just aren't worth trying to fix, because by the time you go in and try to fix it, you end up with a bigger mess. That's what I'm thinking would happen. So I'm just gonna sign my name and call it good. I'm all done. So when you're finished, please take pictures. I like seeing your finished work. Please post them to Willy-Nilly on my Facebook page. There's a post pinned right at the top. Easy to find, easy to just upload your photo right there as a comment. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.